Good morning and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer. This is A Country Life. I'm back into my own home kitchen, which feels so good, although I love the kitchen in Florida as well. There's something about prepping meals in a vacation property when you just kind of have limited items. You just seem to find great ways to make do, and it always just feels so good when I come back home and I'm like, oh, I really wish I had whatever. I'm like, wait a minute, I prepped meals for however many days, right? For 10 days or something like that. I prepped meals without all of my without all the gadgets, and it worked just fine. So anyway, it feels good to be back in my home kitchen though. I have 3 packages of beef soup bones here. This whole video is going to be food. I'm just going to be making our meals, sharing those with you, and I hope that you get a little inspiration for your meal prep at home. All right, so 3 good sized packages of beef soup bones. I'm going to fill up my crock pot here with water, put these in to cook. I did put them in the fridge last night. They're still pretty frozen, so it's going to take a little bit to peel this wrapper off, but once I have the wrapper peeled off, I'll just put those into the crock pot on low for probably at least 8 hours. This soup is not going to be for today, but I'm just going to do like a beef vegetable soup. It's going to be either tomorrow or it might even be for Thursday. Today's video is sponsored by Bob and Brad Back Massager. I have it right here to show you all. Later in this video, you're going to see that I actually throw out my back, which I'll give the story about how that happened. But anyway, yeah, since we've gotten back from Florida, it was a few days I threw out my back. Then a few days after that, I ended up with this chest cold. And that is, I'm still kind of recovering from that, as you probably can tell from my voice. Anyway, today's video sponsored by Bob and Brad Back Massager, 2 physical therapists with 60 years of experience between the 2 of them. They have designed all kinds of back massaging, not just back, but body massaging products. And the one that I'm showcasing today is specifically their back massager. And what we have here is this is what it looks like here. It's foam on this side, and then this side we have the massaging balls. And you can see when it's in red, that means that it's heating, and it goes in 2 directions. And when you press it again, there's no red, which means there's no heat, and it also goes the other direction for that. The Bob and Brad Easy Back Massager has 4 deep kneading massage nodes that mimic the professional shiatsu massage. It's good for tired, aching muscles. It has a 1-button control on the back, so it's very easy for you to switch the direction of the massage nodes. It also comes with a 15-minute auto power off, and my chiropractor said that it was a good idea to use either heat or cold, whichever one felt best for me, and to use it for 15 minutes at a time. And so I know that if I have this turned on for 15 minutes on the heated setting, it automatically turns off. I don't have to set any timers for myself, which is really nice. And even though this is called the Easy Back Massager, it offers full body relaxation. You can put this anywhere along your back, from your neck all the way to your lower back. If you are in need of a versatile back massager, definitely give Bob and Brad's Easy Back Massager a try. It offers full body relaxation, and at 10% off, it's quite a buy. So use my code BOBBRADBACK. That will be in the description box below, and you'll get 10% off on full body relaxation. Thanks to Bob and Brad for sponsoring today's video. Well, it's many, many hours later here, and I just set this for 3 more hours because I really want that meat to just, you know, it was a little frozen when I started. Actually, it was quite frozen. I really want that meat to just fall off. I honestly haven't even opened this. I think off camera, I did add in a couple of bay leaves, a little bit of rosemary, salt, pepper, and some garlic powder into there as well, just to kind of season up the broth. For supper here tonight, I'm pulling out this recipe from this All Recipes magazine. I did it last time. I did not use tofu. So quick pork lettuce wraps. I don't have any lettuce actually today, but I'm just going to make rice, make it a little saucier today. I have 2 pounds of chicken tenderloins over here instead of just 1 pound of ground pork. What I'm going to do is make it a little bit saucier, and we're going to serve it over rice. I'm going to basically follow this. I don't have green onion, but I have regular onion. I have the minced garlic. I'm going to make rice, no tofu. I have the carrots already. It says shredded carrot. I guess I did like julienne carrot. Hoisin sauce, the soy sauce, the sesame oil, the chili paste. I have battery just died. They're like lickety split. It didn't even give me a warning this time. So I have my chicken over here. Here's the onions, here's the carrots. I'm going to make that a little saucy, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to serve this all up with rice and some fruit and maybe some pickles, maybe some applesauce, whatever kind of works for the night. I'm really liking this way of doing the, I guess I'm just going to call this like Asian chicken or something. Since the first time I did this, I really followed the directions to a T. I realize it's very, very simple. They kind of break it down by doing the meat and the onion and the garlic first. And then what I did over here is I have my hoisin sauce. Is that correct? Yes. And my soy sauce. This is more hoisin because I needed 6 tablespoons. The carrots will go in along with these 2 sauces. Once everything is cooked and soft and I turn off the heat, then I will add in a little bit of the sesame oil, so about 2 teaspoons, and then just a little bit of this 2 teaspoons of the chili paste as well. Rice is done. I did the basmati rice. That looks good. I made a lot because I know that the kids really like rice. If your rice has stuck to the bottom of your kettle a little bit, what you can do is just turn off the heat when it's all done and then put the lid on, and a little moisture will kind of build up in there, and it will help it to release from the bottom so it doesn't all stick. Last night's supper was really, really good. I cannot recommend enough, even really without a recipe, to make some ground pork, ground chicken, chopped up chicken like I did. I kind of just chunked up those chicken tenderloins, cook them up with some onion and some garlic, and then when that's cooked, throw in... You have a drippy nose, Joe? No? Hoisin sauce, which is basically, it's like a Japanese barbecue sauce or something like that, and some soy sauce. So a little bit more of the hoisin sauce than you do the soy sauce. Also add in at that point any vegetables that you want. I did just julienne carrots yesterday. Let that like kind of cook and stir it around. Then I put a lid on it. Anyway, just do that. Then at the very end, when you're ready, right when you're ready to serve it, throw in just a little bit of toasted sesame oil, and a little bit, depending on how spicy you want, of that chili paste. This time I added a little bit more because we wanted it to have a little bit of a bite to it. Served it over rice. So good, you guys. It could be, like last time, served in the lettuce wraps with those peanuts. I didn't do any nuts this time, but just good. It's just like everybody ate it. There was none left. A little bit of rice left, but other than that, I mean, it's just good. Last night, I took all of the beef soup bones out. I took all the meat off, and then I put the crock pot in the refrigerator. Okay, Joe, he's singing, and did you do up your schoolwork?
Uh-huh.
Let's see what you've got going. It says, who do you admire? Nick's happy birthday, huh? That's who you admire, your big brother Nick?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nicholas home.
Yes. Then your next question, you have another question. You have to have 3 of your favorite sweet foods. You think of your favorite sweets.
Pizza.
Pizza. So originally I was going to make the recipe that is in cookbook number 2 called like vegetable beef soup, but we're actually starting soup supper at church. So Wednesday nights throughout Lent we have Stations of the Cross followed by a soup supper. And then 2 of the times, it is everybody's favorite, and then 2 of the times we also have family faith formation after that. So we're already going to be having soup on Wednesday. Then Friday we're going to some friends, their church is having a variety show. We're going to be attending that. And that also is going to be a soup supper. I was like, if I make my family, although me and Joe and probably Warren would be happy with soup 3 times, I don't know if Peter and Marie would be so thrilled for that much soup in 1 week. So anyway, what I decided, I am going to pull off half of the fat bowl here. So just half.
Want some pizza? Domino's.
You want Domino's pizza?
Yep.
Pizza! Good job. And it says, what are 3 of your favorite sweet foods? So pizza is not a sweet, but can you think of some sweets that you like?
A pizza.
I know you really like pizza, but what are some sweets? Like, do you like cookies? Do you like cake? What of those do you like?
I don't know.
You don't know? This is so yummy. It's so like gelled. All right, so I strained all of the meat out of like the gelatinous broth here, and I'm going to jar this up and I will use that for something else. At this point I'm going to add in 1 can cream of mushroom and 1 brown gravy packet and get that stirring around, and then I may actually put in about a cup or 2 more of the broth here. I'm really just trying to warm this and get this to turn into a nice gravy that is flavorful. If I need to, I will just salt and pepper this. I did season the meat when I was cooking it down in here, but I may want to season it with more salt and pepper. We will serve this over the noodles for supper. Since I have plenty of time until supper, we probably won't be eating tonight until like 5:45, 6 o'clock. I thought that I would make some ginger cookie bars. It's been a while, and I made some cookies the other day. They're really not that fantastic. There was just like an oatmeal butterscotch cookie recipe off of the back of like the oatmeal canister. They really weren't very good. Very crispy, crunchy, kind of like airy or something. I don't know. Not that kind of like chewiness that what we were going for. Anyway, they have been getting eaten slowly, but I just thought that this is something everybody likes. So I'm going to do this. So ginger cookie bars. In here I already have some shortening, sugar, molasses, egg, vanilla, flour. I'm going to add in baking soda, cinnamon, cloves, and ginger, and some salt. And then we're going to get that all mixed up and into a pan. These only have to bake for about 12 minutes. They don't look like much, but they are very, very good. This is a jelly roll pan, which is 10 by 15, and I'm just going to spread this in here ungreased. If you use cold water on your hands and just press everything into position, that seems to work pretty well. Once this goes in the oven, it will kind of self-level as well. So if you can't get it into all the little corners, that's okay. Just spread it the best you can. I usually have to wet my fingers about 3 times before I have it all pressed in place. Here's how everything is coming together. My gravy, this is actually just the thickness that I want. I do have to taste it yet though and make sure that I don't need to put some more. All right, that tastes really good. I do need to put in a little pepper though. And then I have the noodles over here. It does say to salt the water. So I'm gonna do that right now. Uh-oh, that's gonna boil over. Okay, turn it down. These are the Reams frozen egg noodles. And it said to bring them to a boil and cook for 20 minutes or until desired tenderness. So that's what I'm doing there. And then over here, I just got out my little Ready-Tainers here. I picked these up at Amazon. They're nice to have because they're freezer safe and everything. I'm going to ladle this beef stock. I'm not even going to strain it. I know a lot of people would strain this. This has little bits of meat in it. That's 100% okay for me because I'm going to be using this for things like soup or gravy or that kind of thing. And I don't mind that there's little bits of meat in it at all. Joseph, could you come out and set the table, please? Need napkins, forks, cups. And just set it for 5. Sam won't be here tonight. Lid came off the noodles, and I had some kids a little curious about these noodles. Warren said they smell like dumplings.
Great smell.
I kind of feel like I should have put some butter or something in them, but I didn't. We have plenty of gravy, some corn, cottage cheese to go with our meal tonight.
Joel, get in line.
Mom, do you want milk? Half a glass, please. Today's kitchen fun is to make cranberry bars with cream cheese frosting. So let me just give you an update on the Reams frozen egg noodles. I liked the texture a lot. I thought they were kind of flavorless. We did have a little bit of the beef with the gravy left and some corn. And so I actually just put all of it over what was left of the noodles as well. And then I know Warren had that yesterday for lunch. We weren't here for lunch. Then we had soup supper at church. Then we got a bag of soup left over from church, so we had that for lunch. So it'll probably be tomorrow lunch that we actually finish up the beef in gravy over the noodles. What can I say about that? Yeah, so I didn't ask Warren if it was better the next day with like the flavors kind of absorbing into the noodles, but I just thought they were flavorless. Warren liked the noodles. He thought they smelled kind of like a potato dumpling actually, and that brought back like good memories for him. So he really liked the noodles. Maria and Peter were like, I think Peter thought the texture was weird. They both were kind of like, they're fine. I don't think anybody thought they were fabulous. And I thought one person even said, I just prefer the regular noodles. So anyway, that's how it was. I have another bag, so I'll probably make those into just like a chicken noodle soup sometime. And that will give them time to kind of like soak up the flavoring because like I said, I thought they were kind of flavorless. Okay, also the ginger bars, those were gone by the very next morning. At one point I looked at the pan. I had had one after supper and I had one and did I even get a picture of those done? I don't even know if I did. Anyway, I had one and I looked at the pan and the entire center was gone and there was just a few sporadic ones left around. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe how fast these are getting eaten up. And Maria said, well, when you finally make something this good, what do you expect us to just not eat them? So that's one of the favorites, as you can tell. Those are a favorite. Cranberry bars with cream cheese frosting, another favorite. This recipe, if you want a printable recipe card, go into the description box below and there will be a little link. You'll put your email in and a printable recipe card will be delivered straight to your email inbox. Yeah, Emily makes those recipe cards up for me. It's been kind of a fun project for us to learn how to do all of that, and so then she is getting those sent over to you. Hopefully the Valentine cookie one came to you and you got the printable recipe card and that all worked. And if you did that, thank you so much. And now here is another recipe card for you. 2 eggs, 1.5 cups of sugar. I know, just add the sugar and look away. I'm going to mix that up. I'm not sure if you are able to tell that when I walk, I am limping just a bit. Yesterday, I threw out my back, which should not be called that. It shouldn't be called throwing out one's back unless you're actually doing something active, which I was not. I was in the process of taking things out of my suitcase, which was on the floor, setting them up onto my bed, kind of sorting them in piles so that I could just put the whole pile away where it went to, or take it to whatever room. The very last pile of stuff that was in the suitcase, I just did the same move that I had done 10 times before that. I bent over, and as I reached my arms to grab the items, and I must have been sort of coming up at that moment too. I don't know, it happened so fast. This zinger went right up through like my butt, my lower back, kind of shot up even a little further than that, kind of over into the middle. I don't know. Yesterday was really tough. I actually walked with my walking stick, which my grandkids saw me and they were like, the oldest one, Colt, he knew right away. He's like, "Hi, Grandma, what you doing? What you got there?" And then his little sister, she's staring at me like, "Do I even know who you are with that walking stick?" So anyway, I am up a little more today, trying to do some things. I just got a load of laundry in. I'm slow, so slow, but I'm doing it because I have to. I can't sit around anymore. So here we go. A half a cup of softened butter. I just had this in the microwave for a little bit, just to soften it up. Well, the paper, come on paper. There we go. I'm going to scrape the little bits of butter off of here. I don't want any of that to go to waste. Okay, I'm going to get that mixed in. You may already have this recipe. This is in cookbook number 1 on page 45. It's the very first recipe in the dessert section because this is a most loved dessert and it is my most requested recipe. 1.5 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder. Who has been around here long enough when I accidentally put baking soda in? Didn't realize it until the bars came out of the oven. I was like, these don't look right. We tasted them, we're like, they don't taste right either. So let's just double check. Baking powder, 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of salt. If you want to learn to bake quicker and be able to get things onto, into the oven quicker, practice measuring. So like 1 teaspoon, if you need like a teaspoon of salt or a half teaspoon, measure it out, put it in your hand and get a good look at what that looks like. So then, and just commit it to memory, you'll be able to cook and put together things faster because you won't have to always be pulling out a measuring spoon. I have been doing that for like 20 years. More than that, you guys. I can't believe how long I have been like keeping home. A teaspoon of vanilla. Again, what do they all say? Measure with your heart. I'm going to undermix this. There's still some flour showing. Let me just show you what that looks like. There's still flour there to be mixed in. All right, bad news. I'm out of cranberries up in this freezer. It's going to be a very long process to go and get cranberries for myself. I'm going to see if I can find my kids. They have all gone outside. It is an absolute beautiful day. 60, I think it's reading 62, which is amazing. And they are outside running around. So let me go see if I can find them and see if they could grab frozen cranberries for me. I went out and got the cranberries. It's a short walk that took a long time. The kids were actually, I couldn't find them. They were actually out building, I guess, fairy houses or something. And Joe was outside and I said, "Joe, could you go over to the garage? We have a chest freezer out there where the cranberries are." I said, "Could you go out there and get me some cranberries?" And he looked at me, he's like, "I don't know what those are." I was like, "You don't know what cranberries are?" "No." Like, okay. I could have probably argued with him and got him to do it, but I just didn't have it in me. Grabbed my walking stick And away I went. So we need 2 whole cups of cranberries. I like to use the cranberries whole, but chop them up. Do what you want.
Grandma, what you making?
Cranberry bars with cream cheese frosting. That was 1.5. There we go. That is a good full 2 cups. I like to give them a little mix. Peter,
What?
are you in the pantry?
Yeah.
Do we have any walnuts over there? Because I only have pecans here. I'd rather have walnuts. Pecans and almonds?
Yeah.
All right, well, I will use these pecans over here then. Okay, I'm just going to put in these chopped pecans here. I'm not even going to measure it, just put in the whole rest of that bag. Give it a mix. Peter,
What?
can you help me again?
Sure, mother.
I need all these, I need the 9x13 glass pan, which is not the bottom one, but the one up. Or just time to start making more.
Yeah.
The frozen cranberries really stiffens up this dough. So I will just press it into place. This again will self-level once it warms up in the oven. So if there are some gaps in the pan, that's okay. It will.
All right, open up the cheese drawer, and one of your fake nails is in it.
That's funny. Is it mine or is it one of Maria's? Because Maria put some fake nails on the other day too. So see how it's not perfectly smooth? That's 100% okay. It will spread out with the heat of the oven. 350 degrees in a 9x13 pan for 40 to 45 minutes. Oh, look I forgot all of this on the, all of that I need to put in there. Now that the cranberry bars have been out of the oven for a little bit and they're cool, or fairly cool, I'm getting the frosting ready. So this is just a half a block, which is 4 ounces of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of butter, and I softened, made sure both of those were nice and soft, and I creamed them. And now I'm just putting in 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'll get out my vanilla, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a tablespoon of milk. Cranberry bars are done, and yes, they're delicious. I thawed a package of venison steaks, so I'm going to get some Italian dressing poured over top of these so they can be marinating for about the next hour to hour and 20 minutes. I'm also prepping some potato wedges. Very, very simple. Cut your potatoes into wedges, smaller, larger. I mean, these are pretty small potatoes, so I'm pretty much just cutting them into fourths. I'm going to drizzle some oil over top of these, and then I'm going to put on a bunch of seasonings. Lawry seasoning salt is really good. Steak seasoning is good. Garlic salt, pepper is good. Really, whatever. If you like it more like herbs, you can throw on some Italian seasoning or oregano, whatever. Whatever you like, just throw a bunch of seasonings onto these. I'm going to get these onto a pan at 425 degrees and just bake them until they're nice and brown. I will at about a halfway point, so at probably 20 minutes, I'll kind of flip them. So like if this is down on the pan, I'll flip it so it's like that on the pan. How are the steaks coming along, Peter?
Good.
Dad's got you doing it tonight, huh?
Yeah.
All right. You need the meat thermometer at all, or do you need the meat thermometer, or do you just know when they're done?
I could use the meat thermometer in a plate.
Okay. All right, that's it. I'm never using the Blackstone again, Peter. I'm never using the Blackstone again. It's just you now. We've got the potato wedges done. The steaks are under here. We got those tenting right now, venison steaks, little cottage cheese, some pickles, and we have the cranberry bars, and that's going to be supper here on this, what is this, Thursday night. We were invited to some friends' church for, they're having like a variety show, talent show type thing tonight, and there is a dinner beforehand. I'm assuming that it's a potluck dinner, so I just thought I should probably, to be on the safe side, take something, and quickly, because I haven't been grocery shopping since we got back from our vacation, other than some milk. And I'm just kind of trying to use every little thing that we have in the house and make something out of that. So I was able to make cornflake clusters. I did have peanut butter that was like the chunky peanut butter, and so that was the nuts in here. I did not have peanuts. I actually did have peanuts the other day, but I threw them away because they smelled rancid to me. So anyway, these are cornflake clusters, and this is in cookbook number... Cornflake clusters is also in cookbook number 1 on page 66 if you want to see exactly what it is I did. It's so easy. You barely need a recipe. A cup of sugar, a cup of corn syrup, bring that to a boil, turn off the heat, put in a cup of peanut butter, and then 5 cups of cornflakes and 1 cup of salted peanuts, not dry roasted, but I just had the peanuts that were in my peanut butter today, and I went with 6 cups of cornflakes instead. Still turned out really well. I have come off of the weekend where I don't think I showed any food prep. I don't think I did. We did have a birthday party to go to, and I put together a big fruit salad. I'm pretty sure I didn't show that at all. If I did, well, then you just saw the clip of it. I am back into the kitchen here. It is Monday. I went to the chiropractor, trying a new chiropractor with a new... They use a different method, a very soft approach method. Anyway, trying that for my back because it has gotten significantly better, but it is still like these twinges or like a sudden movement or something still is really bothering it. But what I did this morning, I brought up some meat. So just kind of sitting in my sink here, getting kind of an initial thaw. I have some of these Venison Colby Smokies. And then I also brought up these beef short ribs. I don't really know how much meat I would be able to get out of like this package right here. So I brought up this package too. I'm going to thaw this later this week. Let's see, maybe actually tomorrow. I might do it tomorrow, or it's going to be Thursday. I'm going to kind of cook this up like I would baby back ribs, that kind of thing. Foil it. So what I'll do is I'll put like some sort of rub on, and then Joe, he's picking on me because I was just stuttering. I'm going to put some kind of rub on it. I think I'll probably even put like a little bit of soy sauce or Worcestershire sauce with it. And then what I'll do, wrap it in foil, let it cook all day long. Actually, tomorrow's a really good day to do that because we're gone for a good chunk of the afternoon and they can just kind of do their thing. Anyway, then when I get home, I can unfoil them. I don't know if I want to put barbecue sauce on because I don't know if that's the flavor I want with beef. But I'll do something. I'll do something, and we'll serve those. I don't even know with what, but anyway, I brought up some meat. I also had brought up a pack of venison brat patties. We did that for lunch. We had a little bit of leftovers, but not enough, so just 1 4-pack I brought in, and that was kind of a good addition to our lunch. Because I have really been trying to just eat through everything that we have. So tonight's supper is going to be hamburger pie. This is actually, it's not beef, this is venison. 2 pounds of venison here. And so I'm going to double my hamburger pie recipe from cookbook number 2 on page 18. I have my pan right here that we cooked up the venison brat patties in. So it's got a little bit of grease in there. That's going to add great flavor. So I'm going to get my meat going in there along with a whole onion. Once that's done, I'll add in a teaspoon of salt and a good 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. But before I get my meat going, what I'm going to do is peel my potatoes and get these into the Instant Pot 16 minutes so that I can make mashed potatoes. For the mashed potatoes, I will be adding in a cup of milk as well as an egg. And yeah, that's it. That kind of helps them hold together nicely when you bake them on top of the hamburger pie. After a day without water and back to really cold weather again, we're waiting for our chickens to kick it into gear again. So I was down to 1 egg. So 2 eggs would be what you'd normally want to put in here, but I only had 1. I found some pepper jack in the fridge. That was not the cheese that I really wanted to put on this meal. I dug around and I did find a 1/2 block, so this is 8 ounces of Velveeta cheese. This is going to work perfectly. I'm going to get that sliced, put on top of here, get this in the oven, and let it bake until everything is hot and bubbly.